4 is lifting.
Call out when you're in position.
Four's in trail, off the runway though, back on the taxiway.
Okay, Phoenix Fly, let's go. Full power, 15-3 down. 2. 3.
4.
Push it to 200 and roughly 30 meters off the deck. 2. 3.
4.
Make sure you guys are focusing in on gap. Make sure we want to shoot for 2 to 3 rotor discs in each aircraft. So right now we're like about 8 to 10. So bring that gap in.
Yeah, 2, see if you can tighten it up. 3, 4, follow him in. I'm slowing up just a little bit for you to catch me.
2 copies, coming in. Power lines off here under us.
Pull up.
3 copies. Pushing my speed back up to 220.
Airport in sight.
Airport in sight. Dropping down.
Three-year high.
Okay, gain back up altitude. We've got power lines across here.
2 copies.
3 copies.
Speed check.
1800, slow down for you guys. Speed up to, catch me up to it. We're coming up on our left-hand turn. I'm keeping it at 180. start gaining altitude.
Go ahead and drop your speed back to about a 100 because 4 is way back there.
I'm doing 260 and I'm still not catching up.
Yeah, I was doing about 240 trying to catch up with 1 and I couldn't catch him.
Yeah, I'm going 150 right now.
Coming up through a valley, got some power lines under us.
Looking left down this valley.
Yeah, C2 right there, that's what I'm supposed to light on.
Copy.
Make sure we're losing altitude down through this valley. One is feet wet.
2's feet wet.
3 feet wet.
4 is feet wet.
Close that gap a little bit between 2 and 3 there.
2, let's slow it up a little bit to 175.
Copy. 2's down at 150.
Yeah, speed it back up again. They'll catch you quick.
Yeah, you don't have to slow down necessarily. Stay with when we close that gap. We really want 3 to push.
Copy.
You'll try to match the altitude of the lead bird as well. Should the bird in front of everybody.
1 speed check.
185. Let's keep it right about there. We're going to be coming up on our turn here real quick. Peninsula is coming up on us. Sure we gain a little bit of altitude if you're down where I'm at as we come up on this.
2.
Probably about 4, 5 meters.
4.
Power lines up ahead. 1, you're going to want to gain some.
Yeah, I see him coming.
So, go ahead and pull into a hover over the runway on this one. Don't do a touch and go. Just pull into a hover and stay there.
Copy that, Dagger. Oh, Phoenix flight, we're 1.5 clicks out. Through this turn, slow it up.
2. 3.
4.
2 slowing up.
And 1, go ahead and slide to the end of the runway, and everybody just line up behind him.
1 copies.
All right, everybody hover there in place. 4, go ahead and come on up to 3.
Yeah, I'm just letting it settle.
Alright, 2 and 3, like, take a look at the helicopter in front of you. That's the spacing that we're looking for with these formations. Does everybody kind of visualize that?
Affirm.
So it's much, much closer than, like, you feel you should be in the air when you're flying. This is a little bit tight, but 2 and 3 stay right where you are. 1, pull forward just a little bit. Alright, 2, pull forward, keep that. Alright, stop. Alright, that's what we're looking for. So everybody look at your CAD display, zoom in all the way on your CAD display, and you can kind of visualize what that looks like. That's super close, right? This is what we're looking for when we're doing these formations. The only way we can achieve this is if the lead bird flies as smooth as you possibly can and maintains the speed. If you need to slow down the speed of the formation to kind of get in line, that, and then everybody push together up. But you want to kind of try and keep this distance out. Alright, so try and continue on from here and go to the next LZ with walk snow leading, and try and maintain about the same.
Copy. 1, I'm gonna fly over you.
Yeah, copy that. I'll move to 2, position 2.
Copy that. Coming over you. I'm at 23 meters. Coming back down.
3, go on, move forward, get closer to 2.
One is ready. Advise when other birds are set.
2 set.
3 and 4 are still moving. Give us... Okay. We're set.
Roger, out to the south. Power. Gain altitude to these power lines. Correction trees. Get ready for a left-hand turn out over the water. One's in the
4.
turn. Try to keep it around 180 once you get out over the water. Drop our altitude. 1's feet wet.
2's feet wet. 3's feet wet.
4's feet wet.
Roger, push to 200 kmh. We're gonna follow this peninsula here.
Looking better, guys. Try to bring that a little tighter. Now we're looking like
Alright, let's kick it out to the right. Go around this little peninsula looking thing here. Let's kick it out to the right a little bit. Come around this little jetty.
2.
4.
Speed still around 200. I'm going to drop a little bit more altitude. And slight right turn again, just to go around around this other jetty up here ahead of us.
Bree, what's your speed at? Because I just passed you.
One's going to slow up, 165. One's speeding back up.
Or I'm still tracking you way behind.
Yeah, they're way off on the line, and I'm sticking close to the line and trying to catch back up.
Bringing speed back to 220, dropping some more altitude.
Four copies on 220. You might want to push it back to 200. You're way up ahead.
Hey, firm, I'm already back at 200. One's going to drop altitude.
Copy, continuing into the middle of the water.
Push it back into the coast a little bit more.
Go ahead and stay with me. Everybody stay with me.
One speed check.
200. I'm going to skirt this coast up to the northeast. One sped to 220, coming back down. Cognizant of these buoys that are in the water up here.
Eyes on buoys.
And we're going to take a slight left turn around this jetty here. Little poke of land. Out. Alright, does everybody have eyes on the second peninsula up?
Eyes on.
Roger, we're going to be hooking around it, and we'll be on final approach for runway Charlie.
4 copies.
2 copies.
Dagger, this is 24 and 70, over.
2-4, this is Dagger. This is Trevor.
Dagger, would you like us to hover on the runway or full stop and go?
Negative, go ahead and proceed. Full touch and go.
2-4 copies out. Alright, we're going to be wrapping around this peninsula here. We're going to be full stop at runway, correction, touch and go at runway Charlie.
2.
Slow up a little bit because this turn's kind of tight. One's into the turn.
4 copies. 4 highs has eyes on the field.
Roger, 1 is through it. Proceeding next flight line.
Pull up.
4, push up, take over.
Affirm, doing so.
1's gonna slow up and do a hover almost.
No, don't hover, just kind of go on the flight line a little bit and just slow your speed way down.
3 passing you on your left-hand side. Two passing you on left, 1 passing you underneath.
1.
4 is now 1, taking pathway. We got power lines, going raise altitude.
1's gonna slot into 4, 3, go ahead and pass.
Going lower altitude. We're going to kind of skirt these power lines here, and we're going to be crossing. Altitude, or speed 180, altitude 450. Once you're through, go and drop it down to 45, or 35.
2.
Pull up.
Coming in slight right-hand turn, getting back onto flight path.
Pull up. There we go. Try to maintain that separation. Good.
Speed 140. Let me know when you're all back in.
2 set.
Left-hand turn, getting back onto flight path.
3, speed check, you're going real slow.
Yep, it's 140. I'm getting everybody back in line. Let me know when you're all in long trail formation.
2 set.
4.
Okay, we're going to be increasing speed as we're going over these power lines. Speed, altitude 35, we're good there. We're crossing now. Speed is going to be increasing to 180.
2. 4.
Right hand turn here. There we go. Okay, pick up the white ball off on our northwest there. Go and increase altitude to get over these little humps here. 2, go and bring it back into line 3, go and slow up a little bit.
2. Back in formation.
Copy 160 until everybody rejoins. Coming into our slight right-hand turn here. Maintain 170.
3, are you good? Keep going into a vertical on me.
Go and increase altitude to 60, and you're going to fly right over the top. Coming into our slight right-hand turn. 1 is starting. Maintaining 170. Go and raise altitude to 70. 75. 1 coming into a left-hand turn. One is leveling out.
2.
Increase speed 200.
2.
Watch out for these trees. Go and slide right. Sliding back left to get back on the flight path. Start increasing your altitude. You're going to be going to 100.
2.
As you're doing that, go and slow it back to 170 and have to go back to 111 to get over the top. Now that we're over, go and drop it back down. Slight left-hand turn. Raise altitude 065. Okay, we've got the bay in front. We're going to be making our left-hand turn, coming in for our hover and go. One click out. Dagger, this is Phoenix Flight, copy all. Airport in sight, coming down, slowing down to 140.
2.
Coming back 120. Once you're through the runway, go and pick it back up. I'm gonna stay at 120 and get over these power lines. So flight level is going to be 075.
4.
Coming left to stay on flight path.
Let's move Renoso to lead.
Be advised, these trees are kind of tall, so flight level is 100. Renoso, go and take lead.
One slow up a little bit for you to pass up catches.
I'm currently going 100. Copy that. Eyes on.
I'm now 3.
1 is now 2. Two.
3.
4.
Sir, I can't see who that is right now, but thanks for following. Say again your altitude.
Looks like 3 overtook 2.
Yeah, because 1's high and right in front of me.
One, are you alright? You stopped in space.
Yeah, I noticed that.
4 is breaking off. I'm gonna wrap around. I'm stagnant now. I'm gonna do a small loop.
Yeah, you're firm.
He was doing the same thing counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Roger, I'm clockwise, looking out, looking for your pause. Eyes on. I'm gonna get in a hover and form back up on 1.
Training purposes, I don't have to be online for
1, this is 3. I'm really having a hard time hearing you at all over the radio. Over.
2 going, or 1, 2 going and take lead again, or do you want me to take it? He's beyond his abilities.
Yeah, roger that. 1 taking flight lead. Hold on, give me a second to get our position.
Copy that. 2-4 is in a hover.
Roger that. Okay, passing everybody on their right, pushing back onto the flight path, going to speed 50. Catch up to me, please. Walk Jay, please, or Chief Jay, if you could, Clay, if you could go to position 4 again, and walk Snow back to position 2, walk Reducer back to position 3. Slowing to 50.
2.
4.
Two's a trail.
I see you too. Is everybody good?
Hearing people above me.
Yep, 2 stay
Everybody
low.
good?
3 go and drop altitude. There you
My
go.
speed is 110.
Copy, 110.
It's too good to lift up.
Yeah, you're good.
Copy.
3, go and switch to 4. I'm gonna just take 3 right here.
One speed check.
110. slow right turn coming in towards the airport.
Copy, 3.
2.
Phoenix Flight, this is Dagger on 70.
Dagger, go for Phoenix Flight.
Go ahead and abandon your current flight path and RTD.
Phoenix Flight copies. Dagger, we will RTD this time. Over. Phoenix Flight, we're going to abandon and head back to the airbase. So I'm going to take a slow left-hand turn and just stay on me, and we're going to RTD.
2.
3.
Speed will be 180.
3 copies, 180.
Two's got the fuel in sight.
1, speed check.
180.
Copy. This looks good.
Okay, we're going to swing left and line up on the runway.
2.
3.
Going for runway 04 right.
3.
4 right.
Robbie in traffic, Phoenix Flight, we are on short final to runway 04 right, flight of 4 Blackhawks. We will transition to Sierra 7 back to Hilo Parking Mike 3.
Two, you're sliding, going level or straighten out.
Maintain 70 till you get past Sierra 5 and then start slowing up.
Three.
2.
Robbie in traffic shows Phoenix Flight transitioning to Sierra 8, crossing runway 22 right to Sierra 7.
Two's on the transition. 2's crossing the active time now.
Phoenix Flight will be setting down the positions that we took off from.
2.
3. 3 is off of active.
1, this is 2. Would you like me to wait for you to set it down before I go in?
That's an 8.
2.
Robbie in traffic, show Phoenix Flight clear of active runway 22 right and transitioning Sierra 7 to Hilo Parking Mike 3. Who's on the deck?
She's coming in.
Yes, window. One will be off comms for one mic.
Copy.
You okay there, Chief?
Yeah, 2 came forward when he came forward and blocked me.
Sorry, that's why I thought you were waiting until I got on the ground before you came in.
Well, you were in a great thing. You just came forward into the taxiway, so.
Apologies, two split down.
Come on.
Hold real quick. Let me give you some more room. Stand by.
Can you provide one truck next to it?
There you go, 4.
Hmm.
Could have went better, but not bad with 2 walks and the flight. They've never done anything like this. Yeah. Rally on me when y'all are set. And were you having problems hearing Rock Renoso? Well, I could not hear him on the radio at all. Yeah.
It's not doing anything.
All right. Good landing.
Oh well.
Oh, also, if your track IR is on while you're outside walk snow, it could slightly be leaning you, which will make you walk a little slower. So I always turn mine off.
Hey, Kruger, thanks for the follow.
It's making me walk. It's making me walk snow.
That was actually funny.
Thank you. I try. But yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck like this, so hope I don't have to get anywhere quick.
What's your weight at?
Probably not overweight. It's I don't know what's causing it, but like it does this sometimes where it'll just have me walk, and like even if I hit W and S or if I double tap Charlie, like it still doesn't do it. So I don't know. It might be something that I don't know about that's causing it, but I have no clue.
Okay, guys. Yeah, not bad. Especially, I know this is probably both the walks' first time even attempted anything like this. So that was really good. You guys hung in there, followed as best you can. neither one of you have even been over this material, so that's, good. You guys can jump in and really follow. Walker Reynoso, kudos, man, for spotting your own limitations and saying something about it. That's awesome. That's always admirable. That keeps us all safe. Having said that, don't sweat it, dude. Like, you're fine. You'll get all of this, no problem. Everybody open up maps. So coming out of the air base and around this first leg in Alpha right here, the spacing was like super wide and all this. After we kind of fixed it at Bravo, you guys maintained a good formation spacing basically throughout the rest of the flight. There were a few areas where the gaps got a little wide, and you guys figured out how to slow lead down to give you guys a second to catch up. I did notice when Chief Clay and Chief Jenkins were number 1 and number 2 slots, the formation spacing was a whole lot better. But these guys are experienced, that was to be expected, but the 2 walks in behind saw that and kind of adjusted in. Couple things to note: when you set your speeds, it's really easy to set a high speed for the formation when you know you got a long way to travel. Just keep in mind what the max speed of a Blackhawk is. Does anybody know off the top of their head?
280 is pretty much
Yeah,
max.
so you're not
Level
going to...
flight's 280, yeah.
Right, so that it's around 280. So Chinooks will be faster than that, but if you're at 280,
you're hauling ass.
Yeah, you're hauling ass. But look, if somehow you get space between birds 3 and 4, they literally cannot catch you. So keep that in mind. If you're going to set a speed of 280, you don't have any headroom to adjust your formation other than slowing down. So even if you set 250, they only have 30 kph worth of space to fix their formation. So keep that in mind. If you got to slow things down to fix the formation, let's do that and get set. Make sure we're set, and then go on with the formation. I did notice on Walk Reynoso, like you were trying to adjust. You were trying to adjust speed forward and back. Just keep in mind if you're gaining on somebody and you pull back on the cyclic to slow down, you have to adjust your power setting also, or else you're going to pop up into the air like you did several times. So just kind of try and get used to slowing down without popping up into the air, and it's working both kind of at the same time. Work that power and control that stick. We don't want to be in a formation and then pop up into the sky. It's kind of our equivalent of skylining, like they would do on the ground forces. But that's something that comes with practice, and certainly if you've never really flown closely with other aircraft in formations, it's something that people don't realize happens, or they don't realize they're doing it until they see it in relation. As a general rule, we want to try and match the altitude of the lead aircraft. So if the lead aircraft is low to the water, then number 2 should be matching that. Number 3 should be matching number 2. Number 4 should be matching number 3. The walks may not be as comfortable flying as low as the Chiefs are. Again, that's something that's going to come with practice. That comfort zone is going to increase for that sort of thing. But typically, we tend to fly low here in this unit, so just kind of be careful of that. If you're not comfortable with that, don't worry about it. You'll get comfortable with it as we go on and practice. That's kind of something to remember also. There's a couple times where we diverted off the flight path. You want to stick with the formation. You don't want to stay on the flight path, especially if you see lead bird not correcting. There could be a reason he's not correcting. He may not realize he's off the flight path unless someone says something, but at any rate, we want to stay together as a group, which is another reason why we want to pull those formations in tight. Once I had you guys form up on the runway and where you can really see that it feels like you're too close, that's what we want to be. It kind of moves us as one solid unit, and it keeps our sound together too. It doesn't space out our sound across like 5 clicks of land. Also, too, if we're in a good tight formation when we're coming into the LZ, the timing that we all hit the ground is going to be close together, and all the troops are getting out at the same time. We don't want one bird to come in and drop off 12 guys, and then 2 minutes later the second bird comes and drops off 12 guys. We want all 60 dudes on the deck at the same time. Other than that, man, things looked really good. I saw a lot of good things. I saw you guys adjusting. I mentioned it helps following when the lead bird is flying a nice smooth pattern. So when the lead pilot is paying a lot of attention and focus on maintaining the speed that he calls, it makes it easier for 2, 3, and 4 to be speeding up and slowing down to kind of stay in that formation, whatever formation is set. We stayed trail the whole time, which is fine. We could have changed it up, but I think trail, just getting that spacing is important to kind of let that sink in. I don't know about the chiefs over there, but when I was new and a warrant officer, and it took me a little bit to get used to flying close. It was stressing me out flying, knowing that I can hear the rotor engine of the other aircraft. Like I always thought
when Clay was above me, because I could hear him, and I was like, I know if I go up, I'm screwed.
It used to stress me out too, but you get used to that, and you guys know if you're in a formation and you're staggered, you're not going to run into each other. You're staggered. You should be staggered. So fly within that 3-ish rotor disc kind of area, in which you guys were in that a couple times, and it looked fucking awesome when y'all were coming along there, like over the open water in a tight formation like that. I'm telling you, dude, if we do that when the task force is on board, there's going to be 64 hard dicks riding along. And I guarantee you everyone on their streams is going to be talking about it. They're going to be like, look at these motherfuckers.
Be about 100 screenshots.
Yeah.
Well, and they'll be hooping and hollering, too. Some of them will be. So, yeah.
Some will be going,
awesome,
who here's been in a helicopter crash?
Yeah, it
Thanks,
pumps
Trooper.
them up, more than anything. So,
Yep.
Let me take a quick look at the map. Yep, so everything good. Touch and goes were fine. It's just those minor things. For the walks, really good job with hanging in there. Catching on to the radio communications, catching on to. It's difficult to fly in different positions in the flight. It leads very easy because you just fly smooth and solid. Number 4 is you don't have to worry about anybody behind you. When you're in the middle, you got in the back of your head that there's someone behind you, but you really need to focus on your spacing with the guy in front of you. You need to trust that the guy flying behind you is going to do the same. So don't worry about who's behind you. Worry about you and that guy in front of you.
Yep.
Everybody follow me to a Black Hawk right quick. All right. Does everybody see that big horizontal fin in the back?
Yep. From Chief.
All I see is the wheel touching the paint.
Exactly. This horizontal fin is an awesome guide when you're following a front aircraft. Now, the caveat is if you're farther away than you really should be, it's going to be really hard to see this thing.
Yep.
But if you're in the right distance, you can see this horizontal fin really well. So what happens if you're looking at that fin and you see it drop to the ground? What do you think's happening to that aircraft?
He's pulling back on the stick.
They're pulling back on the stick, so they're nosing up, right?
Yep.
So what's that going to do in forward flight for us?
Slow you down.
Slow you down, right. So if you're following that aircraft and you see that tail drop, you know that you should be getting ready to slow down as well, because you know eventually that aircraft is going to slow. You're going to see that back tail drop before that aircraft actually starts slowing down. So that will give you a good indicator that it's about to slow down. If you're looking at that tail following the guy in front of you and you see that tail fin raise up, what's happening with that? They're nosing down, fixing the speed up or drop altitude or whatever. So when you're in tight formations and you're following the bird, be looking at that horizontal tail fin. It takes a little bit of practice to see it when we're going and we're in flight and we're a little bit away from each other, but you can kind of tell what that aircraft's doing. Now, same theory applies to when we're all hovering in taxiing down a taxiway to a runway. Look at that tail fin also when we're taxiing. Same thing. If you see it drop, you know the aircraft in front of you is stopping. If you see it raise, you know that they're going forward. That way, when we're going low speed, hovering on a taxiway, taxiing around, we're in a tight formation, and we're not going to run into each other there because we can't really stagger that much when we're taxiing around. We're all about the same altitude. So remember to watch that tail fin, and it'll give you those hints on what that aircraft in front of you is doing. Okay? That was the last thing that I wanted to go over. Does anyone have any other comments that they want to add about the flight that we did or what they experienced?
Different. It's fun.
All right, cool. It is fun flying with a bunch of dudes.
It's a lot different than planes, because in a plane I can just back off my throttle, but in this bitch I gotta fucking
you gotta work everything.
Yeah, I gotta work the cyclic, make sure I'm not fucking anything with the collective.
Yep.
It's like, god damn, man. And the F-16 I just doop.
Cool. All right. Well, if I think I'm gonna call it early for this one.
Okay.
If that's cool with everybody, if no one else has any other questions or comments or anything right now, we can go ahead and dismiss.
I'm good, Chief.
All right. Cool. Awesome.
Thank you all for all the help and time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
I've only done
Appreciate
D0, but it's helpful doing stuff like this before.
Yep. Oh, one other thing. Also, too, Walker Nasa, do you have a room mic or is it a headset mic?
It's a room mic. It's a Yeti.
Okay. So, like, when you back the sensitivity off, whatever amount you did, add like half of that back because it came down real low, and like when we're on the radio, it's really hard to hear you. So kind of add it back if you can. Other than that, man, yeah, don't sweat any of that, dude. Like, I didn't expect you to really do any of that. I was just basically seeing if you can control the aircraft, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you were following, like when you were in the number 3, number 4 position, like you were doing your best to hang in there, and that was really that was good stuff. So yeah, don't sweat that. Your flight path was good. Just out of curiosity, what kind of made you throw in the towel on that? Was it just you lost track of where the path was, or?
Chief, it was just, I guess, nerves, first times,
Okay.
having to do 3 tasks at once,
Yep.
maintaining a formation, looking at the tasks, calling out the cues to my guys behind me. It was a combination of doing all these different tasks that I'm not used to doing when I'm just flying solo by myself. I don't have the tasks open, I can go my own speed, but when we're trying to maintain that tight formation, and not used to pro words, getting used to the controls, whole different setup that I'm used to.
Cool.
And it just got to the point where it was beyond my ability, and I didn't want to jeopardize the aircraft. That's the first thing you're supposed to do, right? Look out for us.
No, that's really good. It's a good decision. It is a lot to do. It's task oversaturation is something we're always looking out for. When we get to the point where we'll practice these kind of things over and over again, and don't worry about any of that, dude. By the time you're through flight school and qualified and all that, the flying is going to be so second nature that you're not even going to have to think about it, and the communication is going to be second nature, because when we get into that big son of a bitch way over there, and we're letting fly fucking hellfires, blowing shit up, no one is concentrating on flying. We're all concentrating on not killing our own guys with ordnance. So, and releasing on time and releasing on target and being accurate. So flying is like second nature. So we'll get you to that point. Don't worry at all, dude. You'll pick it up. All of us here suck at this on our first day.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why we do not make walks do flight lead, because I mean you hit saturation level, but when we're in operations and whatnot, we have the fucking A10 going, so we have somebody else on 7.5 that's relying on us to communicate, like, where the hell we're moving, what we're doing, and whatnot, because he doesn't want to run into us. We don't want to run into him, because in an official operation, in an actual op, if we go boom, that's one bird down. We don't get a redo on it. So
yeah, exactly.
if we lose an A-10, we're going to be pulled into the flight lead, the person that did it, and they're going to be pulled into the captain's room, LT's room, and you're going to have the first sergeant there. And they're going to request, what the fuck happened here? And if you don't have a good enough answer, then your ass is grass.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we don't make walks do this straight off the bat. Like, you have to be a Chief Warrant Officer 2 or even on a Chief Warrant Officer 3 before you start doing flight leading and whatnot.
Yep. Well,
I
cool.
wasn't too bad. I was just speeding a lot.
Yeah.
I was over speeding. I
It
get
happens.
like 220. Be oh fuck. Pull
Yeah,
it back,
and
and then
then-
I pull it back, and they go down to 180. I'm like, God damn it.
And
Yeah,
then
you
we're in Blackhawks, so when we get in those Chinooks, dude, you'll really be hauling ass.
Oh yeah. And then slowing down is a whole different ball game of those birds compared to the Blackhawks. It's just night and day.
Great.
I wanted
haven't
to
even
get-
touched one of those cocksuckers yet, so
I wanted to get
Oh,
really encouraging, Chief.
Another
No
thing I
problem.
wanted to bring up, when you
Mhm.
guys are all coming in here landing, everyone kind of cut between the aircrafts and the hangar right there. Like, why didn't anybody fly past like this way and come around in from this direction? Like, you could fly straight in this direction and not have to like pedal turn right on top of your helipad. So, like, you could come in over this direction and make it easy on yourself. You know, we don't want to overfly.
Playing
each
follow
other.
the leader.
They were just
Yeah,
following what I did, Chief, I think.
We don't want to we don't want to overfly the other aircraft, but why go around this big ass obstacle right here? Just fly past it and come on in, you know?
Yeah.
Make
You
it easy on
can.
yourself.
Yeah, you can do that.
Thanks,
Aim for-
Chief.
Yep.
Do that
But,
guidance.
hey,
I mean, even
I don't
want to
make it easy. I don't want to make it
back
easy.
Right? Yeah.
I wanted to
No
challenge,
easy way
so
out.
I was
The only
following
easy day
in
was
here,
yesterday.
Cool.
and I like
All right, anybody
I like
got
following the
any
taxiway.
more questions or comments?
No, I'm going to hang around for a little bit, so if either one of the walks want to do a little bit more flying or a little bit more just learn some things or whatever or whatnot,
Okay.
then they can hang out if they want, or if not, then we can take off.
Oh boy, but I've been doing this shit for 4 hours. I gotta smoke.
Yeah.
I was going to say, take Walk Snow up in the Chinook and have him do auto rotation.
I'll do that real quick. I'll do a fucking auto rotation of the Chinook.
All right, so I got attendance. Thank you all. Thank you, Chief Jenkins and Chief Clay for sitting in and with us and Walk Snow. Thank you, Chief Jenkins, for being here on your required training day.
Yeah, no problem.
Chief,
Yeah,
you know
I
what
was doing 80 miles an hour on the way home to get here as quick as I could.
Chief Jenkins, you can do the Zeus shit, right?
I mean, I'm not as good as Chief Clay as by a long shot.
Well, you could take my engine away, can't you?
Yeah, I could damage you.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
Chief
can.
Clay is a Zeus, so.
Yeah. I'm an actual Ares operator for
Ares.
Task
Well, I
Force.
don't know if he was staying. I want to try to auto rotate the Chinook.
Well, I mean, any of the
Alright.
Chiefs can do it.
I'm gonna.
I'm not in a Zeus spot though. Okay, Chief.
Let me.
I'll log out of admin. You can take it.
Day zero.
Yeah.
Time to go ahead and do that officially.
Yeah, sure. Let me give Zeus powers to who needed it? Jenkins.
Jenkins, you can just log into
Just
admin.
me. Are you out, Freddie?
Yeah, I gave it to you. You should have it.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. When you wanna?
Snow's already admin.
Sorry. Good.
I'm IRL free Friday. I work 4/10, so
Let me see if I can get it. Hold on.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm
So we
totally
go get in
free.
the helicopter. Well, I guess I'll walk over to the fucking.
Bertucci, you want to